This game preview is brought to you by Manscaped's Premium Ultra Soft Boxer Briefs 2.0, complete with the all-new jewel pouch to protect your stones. Use the promo code SACCITY for 20% off and free worldwide shipping. Manscaped, the perfect tools to protect your jewels.
It's the Kansas City Chiefs traveling to Indianapolis to take on the Colts. The Chiefs at 2-0 and arguably one of the best teams in the NFL, going to Indianapolis to take on the 0-1 Colts. The Chiefs are 6.5-point favorites in this game with an over-under of 49.5 points. The Chiefs have been looking exactly like we thought they would, being one of the best teams in football. They're actually allowing a league low 1 sack. They've only allowed 1 sack for Patrick Mahomes this season, and that's a recipe for disaster for other teams. If you're only sacking him 1 time or no times at all, that's bad. You have to get pressure on Patrick Mahomes. They have been able to protect him, and he's also been able to get away from the pressure because he's also the 6th most pressured quarterback this season. So it's not like teams are not trying to pressure him. It's just he's able to make plays. It's truly special. We talk about this Chiefs team being on another level this year. Aaron, do you think this team is better than last year? I know it's early, but do you think that maybe not through 2 games, maybe 2 games is not enough tape to tell if they're better than last year, but do you think when the season's over, this team's going to be better than what they were last year? I mean, eight Chiefs caught passes last week. That's the most in a Patrick Mahomes game, tied for the most in the Patrick Mahomes game. He's getting everyone involved. Everything's looking good.
I'm not going to say better. I'm going to say different, and they understand who they are. And I think that's the difference, right? I think last year, early in the season, Patrick Mahomes and them were trying to figure out how to combat the way teams were playing defenses on him, like sitting back too high, not letting Tyreek Hill get over the top. And that was the change for the Chiefs. So I don't necessarily say the Chiefs are better this year, but I think they understand what they are. And I think Patrick Mahomes, it's just another sign of his growth that he's like, okay, so what if I can't throw a 50-yard touchdown every time? I will dink, I will dunk, I will give you 12-yard digs, I will go in, I will go out, and I will make it so you get so frustrated defensively that you have no choice but to come up, and then I will beat you over the top. Last year, early in the season, we saw him forcing it, not wanting to settle, and I think that took some time for them to learn. So I think they're different, but I think they know they are the Kansas City Chiefs. They know who they are. They're completely sold on it, and they just say, you know what, we're going to be who we are, and we're going to beat you that way. So I don't think it's better. I think it's different. Because what is better? They went to the AFC Championship game. So one more game is the Super Bowl. I have them in the Super Bowl this year. But if they go to the championship game again and lose, it's hard to say better than last year, but I do think they understand who they are. And like you said, they're one of the best teams in football. They're right on par with what they were last year.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's hard for someone that's the best of the best to even get better than what best of the best is. And that's kind of that's what the Chiefs are right now, is they are one of the best of the best. And it's hard to argue.
They're a well-oiled machine.
It's unbelievable. They're a cheat code. On the other side, it's the Indianapolis Colts, and they are 0-1 after dropping their first game after dropping last week's game and being shut out to the Jacksonville Jaguars and tying the Houston Texans. What is wrong with the Colts offense? Or what's wrong with the Colts as a whole? Maybe not just the offense, but as a whole, as a team, what is wrong with the Indianapolis Colts?
Well, I mean, first of all, you have to look at things like the turnovers. You never really know. I don't want to say you don't know them to be a turnover team, but for a team that's built on the run game, turnovers usually are something that's in your favor. You run the football, you're safe with the football in the passing game, and the Colts haven't been. They're offensively, they're not very efficient, and so they're forced to do things they don't want to do. And in that sense, they have to start throwing the football. So then they put their defense back on the field, and teams are able to hold the ball from them. And when you're a team that doesn't have those explosive weapons on the outside, and the ball is being taken away from you and held from you, you are forced to try things that you're not used to trying. You can't just turn around and hand it to Jonathan Taylor, who you're used to giving the ball to 25 times a game. So they're not controlling the tempo of the game. They're the ones that are trying to play catch up all the time. And then you get Matt Ryan, who's a little bit older, trying to throw to guys named Paris Campbell and Ashton Doolin and Desmond Patton, guys that would be on, let's be honest, practice squads, 4th and 5th receivers on teams are these guys are the ones that they're leaning on, and it's causing things like this, miscommunications, turnovers. And that's not what the Colts want to be built on. Their foundation is turning around and handing the ball off to Jonathan Taylor, and they haven't been able to do that. They are built very similarly to the 2016 Dallas Cowboys. I mean, you can not comparing Dak Prescott's rookie year to Matt Ryan, but where it was run, play action, big play, score, and Dallas was super efficient, 13 and 3, and they Jonathan Taylor, a quarterback that's not going to turn the ball over in most circumstances, and yet this year they are turning it over. But before I want to say something about the Colts in this game. I didn't realize this. I didn't know their first 2 games were on the road. I thought that first game was at home. I'm not giving them a pass, but they did have 2 division games on the road. I expect them to play much better this week. And first home opener. These are the types of games where if the Chiefs went in here and lost, I would not I would not be shocked.
I don't disagree with you. And I think out of all the teams that are winless right now, I think the Colts, I would say the Colts have my confidence of being able to turn it around. Not because we've seen it before, not because we have history of this, but I think this is a team that had a lot of changes in the offseason. Last week, they were banged up. They did not have their number 1 wide receiver. They were throwing to guys that don't even belong on other roster. They were beat. Leonard. No Shaquille Leonard. No Michael Pittman. They're a little beaten up, and that's no excuse. They should not have been shut out to the Jacksonville Jaguars, and they should not have been beaten tied. They should not have tied the Houston Texans. But they have my confidence in the fact that I do think that they can turn it around. I think that they can figure it out. Matt Ryan gets them going, and that's why I've not really been on the hype train of, the Jags are in first place. I do think the Colts end up figuring out and are still the cream of the crop in this division. As for this game, who do you have winning?
Fun fact here, I thought maybe your research notes had this. The Colts were 0-3 last year. Remember, they started 0-3 last year, got themselves back in it for an opportunity to make the playoffs before Carson Wentz did his thing. I think they're 0-3 this year. Despite I think this game is closer than what people are going to think because they're 0-2. I still think Kansas City is too good of a football team. I think they'll get the win here. I have Kansas City winning 31-23, 31-24, 24.
I will say Chiefs here, 35-24 Chiefs. AJ has the Chiefs as well. Damn it. I have the Chiefs 37-23. AJ has 35-24.
You guys can't have the same score?
No, I don't like it.
Well, Dylan also has the Chiefs, and he has it 0-0.
It's a tie game. I like it. I like these tie games.
But he does have the Chiefs.
That's good. That's good to know.